This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Good evening. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. First at 11, parts of central Indiana are under a tornado watch at this hour.
We're going to get right to meteorologist Kyle Mounts with the Storm Team 6 alert tonight. Kyle.
Yeah, Mark and Amanda, things are just starting to ramp up here with active weather across central Indiana. There's the tornado watch in effect until 4 a.m. Does include Indianapolis and everyone back to the Illinois state line. Things are fairly quiet at this point, but we are starting to see a few more of these thunderstorms working their way into Vermilion County. They're not severe, but certainly could have some wind gusts of 50 to 55 miles per hour, and they're moving quickly at about 50 miles per hour. So that'll put it into the Rockville area here in about the next 10 minutes or so. Brazil at 11:24, and there's that line of thunderstorms extending back into Illinois. So it is going to be a stormy night for us. Here's a look at TrueCast as we go into the early overnight. By 2 a.m. you can see those thunderstorms lined up near and south of Interstate 70. They will continue to push south with that isolated tornado threat and gusty wind threat. By tomorrow morning's rush hour, though, things should greatly improve.
All right, Kyle, we'll see you in a little bit. Working for you, RTV6 is getting answers for a couple facing the growing likelihood that they're going to be forced out of their home. Houses and businesses are being torn down as construction continues on I-69 south of Indianapolis. The couple says they were never given a clear reason why their property is a part of the work because the plans show the highway running behind their neighborhood. They called RTV6's Cameron Riddle for answers and possibly closure.
I-69 is coming, and when it arrives in parts of Johnson and southern Marion County, it'll forever change the way we drive on the south side. But traffic aside, it'll also change the lives of the people who live there in those homes where the new interstate may go.
We plan to retire here. This was our retirement home.
When Penny and Douglas Birdie moved into their Center Grove home, they never dreamed that 9 years later, they would be forced out, only to watch their home be torn down. That's exactly what the Indiana Department of Transportation told them could happen in as soon as 6 months, as construction crews turned State Road 37 into Interstate 69, connecting Evansville to Indianapolis.
As far as I can remember, I have no memory of ever being told there would be a possibility when I-69 comes through, and I didn't even know about I-69, and that there's a chance, because I would never have purchased this home. Not when you're in your 50s. You don't want to move again. So, and live in limbo, and we have for the last 3 years.
As INDOT finalized its plans for the Indianapolis phase of I-69, different maps laid out possible routes for the interstate expansion, marking a red dot on property that could be taken to make room for new roads. But with the interstate curving away from their property, the Birdies didn't understand why their home would be taken and called Channel 6 to figure it out.
The red dot would be on the roof one time on the maps. The next time we go, it'd be off. And my husband, a few years back, was at work, and his coworker said, "Hey, did you know you got a red dot back on your roof?" So I got on the computer, and my heart just kind of dropped, like, wow, they may take our house.
On INDOT's latest maps, the construction spares most of the neighborhood as 69 curves north, but will likely still consume the Birdies' home, their neighbor's home, and half of a neighbor's yard down the street. The retired healthcare worker and her husband, recently diagnosed with non-Hodgkin lymphoma and skin cancer, say now is a tough time to move.
How do you feel about starting over?
Not looking forward to it at all. We did that 10 years ago. We said we're going to move one more time, and I've told her before, I said, next time move me in a pine box, and she said pine boxes are too expensive.
I've been quoting David and Goliath is how I feel. And part of me thought I shouldn't reach out to Channel 6, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to at least try.
Working for you in Johnson County, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
And tonight, INDOT tells us the road is not slated to run through the Birdies' property, but their home will likely be torn down to build some sort of drainage system. And after hearing that answer, the Birdies have mixed emotions. They say they're holding on to the 10% chance, and INDOT appraiser says they still have to save their home. If you have a problem and need help getting answers, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
Working for You RTV6 is helping you navigate changes created by the Red Line rapid transit route. That includes some new barriers. So there are new medians that look like speed bumps along Meridian Street and College Avenue. That means you can only turn left or make a U-turn at intersections with traffic signals. We caught some drivers turning left anyway and crossing the median, as you see there. The change makes it more difficult to get to some businesses like Lincoln Square Pancake House on Meridian. Some customers we spoke with said they didn't even know about the change. The owner of this popular restaurant is worried.
As a business owner, it's a little scary for sure. I'd rather actually have a left turn, but it is scary.
I didn't see anything posted. See, I always thought U-turns were illegal. So now I need to make more U-turns and less left turns. All right. Well, I guess that you learn something new every day.
Well, only emergency vehicles and buses are allowed to cross the median. You can get a ticket for violating this rule.
New at 11 tonight, we know Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hockstead's budget for next year. He introduced his plan to the City County Council this evening. And here are some of the highlights. $1.2 million for potential IMPD body cameras, a 40% cut in funding for the mayor's office from about $10 million to approximately $4 million, and an additional $8 million for the Department of Public Works, which is an increase of about 5%.
For next year, this means funding for added shifts. Gone will be the days of a single-day shift for our hardworking men and women in DPW. With this budget, it will be the norm to see DPW out working from sun up to sundown without requiring overtime expenses.
A program to help curb panhandling in downtown Indianapolis will get more funding under this budget proposal. It puts people to work cleaning up the city. Last month, we talked to a man who says the program led to a better paying job. After living on the streets for a year, he's now working full time and moving into his own apartment.
It was just really tough because I wasn't getting any calls back for job opportunities, and it was getting close to a year. And then once this door opened, I took the opportunity, and I feel blessed to have this job.
The new budget plan calls for $300,000 to fund this initiative. The city spent about $120,000 on the pilot program this year. The budget still needs to be vetted through the council. For more details about the full proposal, go to the RTV6 app and click on this story.
A 15-year-old student caught with a gun outside of Muncie Central High School faces formal charges tonight. Only on RTV6, the boy's aunt says he needs help.
He's not this cold-hearted next mass shooter.
According to court documents, the teen had been disruptive on the day he bought the gun near the school last week. His aunt, who asked not to be named, says her nephew was being bullied and threatened and brought the gun for protection.
It was a bad decision, but he would have never used it. He would have never, unless he felt his life was in danger. And for him to have it, I think it made him feel a little more at ease, because if you're, why would you want to get up and go to school every day? And why would you be there all day long and then, and then try to do something at the end of the day?
The boy faces several charges, including possession of a firearm on school property.
A court hearing is set for October for a woman pleading guilty in a deadly crash in Fishers. 66-year-old Gail Adams is accused of being drunk in February when police say she hit a motorcycle on Belle Plaine Boulevard near 116th Street, killing 24-year-old Jonathan Reynolds. Investigators say Adams had a blood alcohol content of 0.15.
After months of searching, police have arrested a man accused of breaking into apartment complexes in Fishers, Carmel, and Indianapolis. Satori Cooper faces several charges, including burglary and theft. Officers took him into custody last week. Fishers police say Carmel and Indianapolis Metro Police helped with this investigation. An issue that has neighbors in Castleton turning up their noses should be fixed by the end of the week. That's according to the Department of Public Works. A drainage project in the Castleton Farms neighborhood near 75th and Shadeland left behind dead fish and a terrible smell. DPW says the Homeowners Association knew the fish kill was necessary. Dredging work is getting underway.
Fans will have to wait a little longer than planned to see Elton John at Bankers Life Fieldhouse.
1 day longer. The concert, originally scheduled for Friday, October 25th of this year, is now set for Saturday, October 26th. Promoters say the change is due to a scheduling issue with a show in Toronto. Tickets will be honored for the new date.
Coming up, the steps top health officials in Indiana are taking after reports of teens in other states getting seriously ill after vaping.
And the manufacturing industry is about more than nuts and bolts. How a Central Indiana internship program is helping students make connections.
And we continue to track some strong to severe storms making their way toward Indiana and some heavy rainfall. Some rainfall rates in excess of 2 inches per hour. We'll track these through your neighborhood. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
Budget at Ross. Yes for less.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
The Indiana Department of Health is on alert after several cases of young people getting seriously ill after smoking electronic cigarettes. The department is asking doctors to report any young patients with a history of vaping who unexpectedly develop serious respiratory illnesses. This comes after officials in Illinois and Wisconsin reported several young people with severe lung disease. Those patients reported using e-cigarettes in the weeks and months prior to getting sick. We told you last week the Food and Drug Administration is also asking people who experience any health issues after vaping to contact the FDA.
Federal prosecutors say anyone who conspired with wealthy investor Jeffrey Epstein in his alleged sexual abuse of underage girls could face charges. Many of Epstein's accusers say they feel cheated out of an opportunity for justice after he was found dead of an apparent suicide in jail on Saturday. U.S. Attorney General William Barr says Epstein's death will not be the end of the investigation.
Let me assure you that this case will continue on against anyone who was complicit with Epstein. Any co-conspirators should not rest easy. The victims deserve justice, and they will get it.
Epstein's death itself is under scrutiny. According to ABC News, sources say guards were supposed to check on Epstein every 30 minutes, but they did not in the hours before he was found dead. And the Associated Press is reporting that one of the guards was not a correctional officer.
A new law announced by the White House today would make it tougher for immigrants to come to the U.S. legally. The plan is already facing a lawsuit. ABC's Tara Palmieri reports the law will make it easier to deny green cards to applicants who the government believes may in the future need public assistance.
A dramatic change to legal immigration in the U.S. The Trump administration out with a new rule that would disqualify applicants if they may qualify for public benefits at any point in the future.
That sentiment, give us you're tired, you're poor, still operative in the United States, or should those words come down? Should the plaque come down off the statute?
I do not think by any means we're ready to take anything off the Statute of Liberty.
The new definition of the public charge rule allows the administration to weigh possible use of public assistance programs like food stamps and Medicaid, along with education, age, household income, and health, and comes as the administration tries to cut back legal immigration and the number of immigrants granted permanent legal status.
Our rule generally prevents aliens who are likely to become a public charge from coming to the United States or remaining here and getting a green card.
Just being eligible for benefits without even taking advantage of any of them can disqualify applicants from obtaining a green card. Already undocumented immigrants are ineligible for public benefits because of their immigration status. The regulation is set to go into effect in 60 days and could impact low-income green card applicants by requiring that they show higher income levels to get a visa.
This does not make America any greater as well. It is simply going to make us poorer, hungrier, and sicker.
And already a lawsuit has been announced. The National Immigration Law Center said they plan to file a legal challenge against the public charge regulation. Tara Palmieri, ABC News, Washington.
Tonight, Hiring Hoosiers is sharing internship opportunities for college and high school students across Central Indiana. We start in Lafayette at the Indiana Next Generation Manufacturing Competitiveness Center, or INMAC. 150 students participated in the program over the last 2 summers, gaining experience at international companies like Caterpillar, Borg Warner, Subaru, and Toyota. Interns say they're not only learning technical skills, they're making meaningful connections.
I really enjoy the people I work with, and it's kind of nice getting to see what all happens on the floor and how they work through problems.
Any chance you get to do anything extra, absolutely do it, even if it has nothing to do with your degree.
INMAC plans to expand the internship program next summer. And in Johnson County, Indian Creek High School gives students an opportunity to get experience in the technology field. Students who take computer science classes are eligible to join the tech team. They spend senior year learning from the school's technology staff.
I was really trying to decide between the sports management field and this field, and I actually got to take 2 classes, one in each, and it helped me decide that this is what I wanted to do. This is the way I wanted to go.
We have a computer science curriculum, we have other technology classes, but the tech team is specifically a work-based learning where kids are actually integrated into our technology department. They help troubleshoot devices, they help work on technology problems that their fellow students and teachers might be having, and they also work on repairing some devices that are broken.
To learn more about the programs we shared tonight or any career opportunity you see on RTV6, go to hiringhoosiers.com.
Well, you're probably thinking about going to bed right about now, but we have those thunderstorms moving in, so make sure you've got the Storm Shield app here ready to go. So any warnings that are issued during the overnight, your phone will go off and alert you to those. Right now, quiet in downtown. We've got those cloudy skies, 77 degrees, 77 in Bloomington, and close to 80 in Muncie right now at 78. So here's the tornado watch. Again, Indianapolis and areas to the south and west here until 4 o'clock in the morning. So this is going to go on for a while. Out ahead of that, we've had just a couple of showers around Brookville, a few more around Winchester. But as we go in and look at some of these stronger storms that are potentially producing some wind gusts in excess of 50 miles per hour, moving into portions of Vigo and Vermilion counties here along 150, and also some very heavy rainfall in these. So some localized flooding not out of the question as we go through the overnight. So here's TrueCast, 1 a.m. You can see those thunderstorms really focused over the southwestern, basically half of central Indiana. And even though there's no watch right now, Shelby County, areas around Columbus, it's not to say there won't be one added here as we go through the overnight hours. Again, primarily for some gusty winds, an isolated tornado threat, though we can't rule that out. By 4 a.m., the thunderstorms pushing mainly south of Bloomington to Greensburg, and we'll be out of here in time for the morning rush hour, hopefully not leaving behind too much in the way of damage. It's not going to be widespread heavy rainfall, but this just kind of gives you an idea. Some areas could pick up more than 2, possibly more than 3 inches of rainfall. So we go to have some standing water issues lingering into tomorrow morning. As far as your Tuesday planner, after we get the showers and storms out of here very early in the morning, just an isolated shower chance through the rest of the day. We'll keep mostly cloudy skies, still going to be muggy with temperatures making their way into the lower 80s. And there you can see on TrueCast as we go through the afternoon, just a couple of hit or miss showers. No severe weather threat for us, though, as we go throughout your Tuesday here with a high temperature of 84 in Bloomington and 83 degrees in Peru. 7-day planning forecast for you now, and we've got those chances for showers tomorrow. Then it's a dry stretch of weather with highs in the lower half of the 80s here. It'll warm up as we get toward next weekend with highs approaching 90 degrees, partly sunny skies, chance for a few showers on Saturday. But Todd Clausen and I will be here during the overnight to keep you updated on those storms.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that too. Thank you, Kyle, for that.
Switching over to sports, Dave.
Good day for the Colts to have off tomorrow.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah. And then back at it the next couple of days. We'll talk about that. Show up at half the north side today. And he is, of course, known for the long ball, right? Cubs slugger Kyle Schwarber, but get to know Kyle and the former IU star is much more than that. A rare opportunity with a Cubs star in the spotlight. The News 11. Final week of Colts camp, working inside today. Former Colts vice chair Bill Polian still hanging out on the north side. Still no Andrew Luck, though, who won't practice when the Browns come to town later this week, both Wednesday and Thursday. Still battling that strained left calf. Team, though, with the day off tomorrow. Well, good evening. A little something different for you tonight. Been 5 years now since Kyle Schwarber was the star catcher down at IU, and now in his 5th season with the Cubs, he's on pace to put up the best numbers of his career. But Kyle's cause goes well beyond that. In tonight's Sports Extra Spotlight.
Down
time is few and far between for Kyle Schwarber. He's usually hearing from Cubs fans and certainly IU fans.
It's cool, whenever you're out in the bleachers, you hear a lot of, IU, Hoosiers, everything like that. And Hoosiers. Exactly, everything. And, it's crazy. Just, you don't really hear that from anywhere else.
But it's what some fans may not see that gets to Kyle's core, namely memories of hanging out with his dad, Greg, when he was the police chief in Middletown, Ohio.
My dad would pick me up from middle school, and I go right back to the police department with him while I finish up, and that's kind of where I got the first clubhouse feel aspect of, what it's like to be, in a family there that's not your own.
So while he appreciates the clubhouse he's around most nights, it's giving back to that first family that he might appreciate the most.
I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight.
Each year, he hosts a block party for military families and first responders. His sister Lindsay is there, herself a police officer after spending 6 years in the Army. By the way, Kyle's mom is a former police dispatcher, his uncle a former policeman, and his 2 cousins also served in the Army.
I know the sacrifices that the men and women have to go through, especially their families too, of having to say goodbye, and that might be the last time they say goodbye, and
some scary stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Account manager Joe Madden among those who appreciate what Kyle has done on the field, but more importantly, off it.
It's so sincere, it's so heartfelt, and it's necessary. Because we do take advantage. We take advantage in the sense that we don't really process what this is all about. So I think it's great, and I've told him so. What he does and how he does it, the attention he brings to this group of people is awesome, and it's not going away.
Case in point, a recent visit to the Chicago Police Department, one of the many he's involved with, whether it's in the confines of their work or the friendly confines. It's Kyle's cause, and a win on any day. When you visit police, they want to talk about the team. You probably want to talk about their lives and how it's affected. But, there's this playoff push going on, too. So, got a lot going on, right?
Yeah. But, it's never a chore. It's something I enjoy to do. And just have a fresh perspective on what it's like to be how lucky I am to be able to be a baseball player.
Pretty cool. The block party benefits his Neighborhood Heroes program, helping to improve the quality of lives for first responders and military families. It's next Friday, the 23rd, up in Chicago. He's looking for some IU fans to sign up as well. Tickets still available. There's the information right there. Cubs, by the way, off tonight. Start a 3-game set in Philly tomorrow night. Finally tonight, first and foremost from the NBA, the league releasing its schedule for this winter. And then in Orlando, the new NBA experience now open at Disney Springs. The Pacers' Victor Oladipo is there. Looking good. Pacers open the season October 23rd at home against the Pistons. And a big month of December. They got PG and the Clippers, LeBron and the Lakers, and another New Year's Eve game as well, this time hosting the 76ers. Just a couple weeks away from the start of training camp. Pacer season will be here before you know it.
They were having a blast.
It's like fun.
Yeah.
It's like more fun.
Whenever
Mickey and Minnie show up,
it's a good time.
Good time.
We're back.
Jetta, Tiguan, and select Atlas models.
All right, stay alert overnight. We'll continue to track these thunderstorms. Some of those starting to move in toward the Terre Haute area, but a tornado watch for Indianapolis and points to the southwest until 4 a.m. That complex of thunderstorms is diving to the southwest a little bit, or southeast rather. So I would say mainly Indianapolis and to the southwest. That's where we're going to have the bulk of the severe weather during the overnight. We'll have those showers moving out during the day tomorrow. 83 will be the high, and things are a little bit calmer here for much of the rest of the week. We warm up by next weekend.
And Kyle, just because we're going off air, Kyle's going to be here tracking that storm, so make sure you have the RTV6 app and follow him on Facebook and Twitter.
Have a good night, everybody.